Welcome to Destruction Animation by Breaking Apart. And so in this animation, you'll learn to reveal something behind something that is breaking apart. So in this case, it's just purple. It's pretty abstract. This one is more concrete. We get a wall coming down, more visual development. And so you can use whatever app you want. Then in this video, I'm showing you how to use Piskel. And Piskel is great. We get the tools on the left here. So I'm going to start by making the background. So I'm going to get bucket. And then we'll pick a color. And so I'm thinking the background color, it would be kind of good to make it black. I want it high contrast. Now I want to write a word in here. So there's like a bit of a message behind it. And so we've got a black background. I'm going to go with a white color for the print, for the text. So I'm going to build the text using blocks and lines as I go about it. I'm using the pen tool. Before I was using the bucket. And so you can see you can build piece by piece. You can draw lines if you want to. There's other shapes. If you want to use a different tool, there's other shapes like circles and squares and rectangles. And so there's different things that you can use. So I've got the B, looks cool. I'm going to use the circle tool to do some O's for the boo. And just trying to match up the tops and bottoms so it looks very intentional, looks professional. And once I have those two, I want the opening to be bigger. So I'm grabbing the eraser and I'm just going to take a chunk out of the middle, boom. And I'm going to match it here on this side, boom. Now I want the text centered. And so any layer can be centered by pressing this button right there. And so it is horizontal and vertically centered. And now I want to make a new layer. So I click the little plus sign. Now I've got the layer where that's going to actually break. That's going to be destroyed through an action or just by itself. So I'm just going to pick kind of this dark purple color. And we've got it filled. So now we've got all the layers set up. We've got 1, 2, 3 layers. This one is on top. And now we're going to destroy this top layer to reveal the layers behind. And so what we're going to use is what's going to make this easy is we're going to kind of copy and duplicate each frame and then destroy it little by little. So we're going to go up and we're going to, instead of making a brand new frame, we're going to duplicate. We're going to copy it essentially. And I'm going to grab the eraser. And so the eraser is going to help me destroy this thing. And I'm just going to take a little bit to start. And so I'm going to duplicate again and I can take a little bit more. And instead of having this bigger brush, I'm going to use a smaller one for the eraser. So I'm just taking a little less because I don't want it destroyed too quickly. And then I'm going to duplicate and then make those cracks, make those breaks a little bit bigger. Just always traveling outwards towards the outside. You could do from the outside in, inside out, starting at one end and going to the other. Doesn't matter. However you want to do it is great. And as I'm working here, if you look in the top right, it's actually animating in real time. And so anytime you make a change in Piskel, you let go of your mouse and it appears with that preview. And so it's really nice to work with. So it's pretty simple from now on where we are just going to duplicate. We're going to take a little bit more and then we're going to duplicate and a little bit more and just until it's all gone. So taking your time is good. Having more frames is great because you can then play with the frame rate. And if you don't have enough frames, then it just goes really quickly and there's not much you can do. However, if you do extra frames, you can turn the frame rate up and it will still look great. And then you have more choice over how fast it actually goes. So since this is kind of tedious, I'm just going to go hyper speed. And so by the time we get to the end and everything is cleared, we've got a lot of frames and we'll clean up this last one. And then what I do is look up here, make sure it's looking the way I need it to. You can adjust the frame rate like we talked before. And then what you want to do is add some padding to the front and the back. So I'm just going to duplicate the last slide that has no purple on it whatsoever. And I'm going to duplicate it. So we have some padding at the end so we can really read the word. I'm also similarly going to go to the top and I'm going to duplicate that 3 or 4 times so that we have purple to begin with. And now when we watch the preview, it has got some cushion on the front and the back, so it makes it easier for the audience to see and read. Once everything is right, then you can go on down to export and you're going to find this slider scale all the way at 1. That's tiny. We want to bring it to at least halfway up, and then that's going to be a good size to share. And then we want it looping repeatedly, and you want to download it as a GIF. So you're going to click that, and what you'll find is it's wherever your downloads go. When you click on that, you can drag it into your browser window if you want to see the full thing, to see the actual size and the actual animation. And you are done. This thing is looking good and it's moving.